Hey guys, Marty from Team Peace and Pass giving you a deck profile on what I took to the Michigan Regional, getting top 8 last weekend. So I ended up deciding to take Water Silvie Nico. It was just the deck that I was the most comfortable with. I was bouncing around some other ideas, and this is ultimately what I just wanted to play. I felt the most comfortable with it. Um, Ended up going four wins, one loss, and one tie. My matchups. So the first two rounds were playing basically guys from my locals, our team. Round one was Slimes, so I ended up going 2 on that. Both games, the second game he lost. Didn't see his dungeon guides because he discarded one, and then I ripped one. The first game he didn't really have any advanced element slimes, kind of capitalize on things, so he just kind of fell behind with that. Um, Game 2 I played my brother-in-law. It was a Nico mirror match. Game 1 I ended up having 2 negates to stop his stratagem and his negation. I actually misplayed and I should have just Icebound slammed him for lethal. Instead, I forgot that he was on Serene Spirit, so I went for Ravishing for more, tried to do the damage, and he healed back, and I should have just Icebound and killed him that way. And then game 2 against him, I was able to just basically kind of kill off the allies. Round 3, I played Water Xander. The first game, I ended up milling 3 of his Light Weavers, so we ended up scooping and going to the next game. And then game 2, I was able to Icebound slam him for lethal with that one. Game 4, I played Matt G and just lost. I got 2-0'd. He had the mills and the allies, and I did not, so I just kind of fell behind with that matchup. Round 5, I ended up playing a Fire Luxem Xander. First game, I finale'd and milled him out, and then the second game, unfortunately, he misplayed. He played a dungeon guide, did a couple actions, and then asked if he could put the Luxem in, and I just said because you're so far, I could not do that. So then he ended up not being able to go there, and I was able to kill him on that. And then the last round would have been against Merlin. We ended up doing a tie with that. So I chose to run Spirit of Water for the draw 7 versus the Serene. So the drawing 6 and the heal, I just wanted the extra draw to always be able to Icebound Slam. I didn't really find room to play both because I had a couple things I wanted to play. Silvie, and then Nico. So both are pretty self-explanatory as far as the champion goes. For a couple of things, I played Backup Charger, and I played Grand Crusader's Ring for your draw utilities, your staples for your material deck. I ended up playing Tariff Ring, Safeguard Amulet, Nullifying Mirror, and Nullifying Lantern. I didn't think about Beast Bomb Boots, so I just kind of went with what I already had built. Tariff Ring for allies, Safeguard for like stratagem and some of those bursts, Nullifying Mirror for like Ping Ming, and I was able to stop some of the fractals from getting imbued in one of the matches, and then Nullifying Lantern. I expected to play a lot more mirrors than I did, but it worked out. So, and then I played Scepter Illumina, and I also played Magebane Lash, obviously for the counters and everything. And then the last one was Smoke Bombs. The hardest matchup that I've actually had was in testing has been Crux Merlin. Like you can stratagem and stuff, but if they're able to get to Incarnate Majesty, it became really hard to do. I didn't have any of the new stuff from ALC Alter, so I did not run with any of that. But now changes will be made after for that stuff. It's not a water deck unless you play Icebound Slam. I played 4 Fractal of Rains, and I also played 3 of the Polar Depths. Polar Depths kind of came up. It was nice to have. I did mill myself. I did mill one of the games. I milled somebody with it, and that's how I was actually the Water Xander. I used this he went to go Nullifying, and then I used that to mill like 17 cards, and then milled all 3 of the Light Weavers, so that's where he scooped. As far as negations, I played Force Ruling Decree, and I also played 3 Frostbind. I was going back and forth. I didn't really want to play Tidal Lock, because obviously it does get the cost reduction, but I figured I was going to get Nullifying Lantern so much that I just decided to play the regular Frostbind, and it worked out really well as far as that. As far as floatings, we're playing Chilling Touch. That was great, putting some people behind. They put one down and he had to skip a turn, basically, because I ripped it off. Refracting Missiles, Lost in Thoughts, Primordial Ritual, and then I also obviously played the 4 Fracturized. So these were my floating memories. There's obviously more in the deck, but those are the main utility ones that I decided to use. Primordial Ritual was great. I liked, Ringleader Swing, mill off 2 cards at the end of their turn, and then the beginning of your turn you draw a card and you ended up, dropping a big turtle or something like that. As far as allies go, I was playing 4 Bovine, 4 Ringleader, 4 Rippleback, and then your Frostborn Paladins. All of them were great. I had a really fat turtle that was a 5/8. One of the games, just constantly swinging. It was really nice for that. You get the mill, you get the draw, you get the draw, you get the draw, and this is good enough to sometimes just clench the game instead of pushing that kind of damage. I did play 3 Revitalizing Cleanse in the main. Going back, it did allow me to heal up enough to secure the games. I kind of on the fence. It's probably going to be something that just gets sided instead, but it worked out. I also played for the ways to also kill Ravishing Finale because you're Nico. I swung for and milled people out. It was really nice. And then I also played 3 Stratagem. I wanted an out to basically, like, if stuff was on board and I couldn't get through it for attacking wise, I wanted to be able just to ping somebody for like 9. I won I think one of the games because I had Stratagem. So as far as my side deck, was kind of put together really last minute and I just kind of went with it. 3 Incapacitate, just to directly outright negate stuff and not making them have the 2 just be like Stratagem negate. You have to have the negation. Mystic Purifier for the mirror match to stop the Fractal Rain Mills, things like that. Obviously these 2 do conflict with Icebound Slam. I typically just before I Icebound Slam, I didn't usually do it turn 1. I would get a water or 2 in the grave, so that way statistically it would not come up, and I would have to mill like all 3 of them, which would be really unfortunate out of 5 cards. This got rid of a couple of the Fractal Rains, and it was nice. Storm of Thorns, I only put this in because of Ping Kong Ming, and I didn't play it, so that didn't really come up. Snow Fairy did come up. It was sided in a couple of the matches just to stop stuff, have it rest, and not have to worry about it with like Frostborn Paladins and things like that. And then the last one that I played was Viridian Protective Trinket for the Watermere match. So there are some changes that will be coming with ALC getting launched, with the Alter Edition, Facade, and some other things, and some changes itself. This was a 64 card deck. I really just didn't want to side certain things, and I just said, screw it, I'll play 64. And it worked out, getting 6th place. So I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, peace.